What's going on, world? How's everybody doing out there? It's DJ Johnny V. This is the Alexander DJ Johnny V radio show. We're back once again.
Yeah.
We got Coach Brian Alexander right here.
You don't tell my whole government.
well, I don't know his middle name.
It's Lil
That's
Wine.
just like half.
My mother called me Lee Wine, but it's Lil Wine.
Lowan? Oh, you're Mexican too?
Yeah, I am.
Juan? No, I'm just kidding. All right, we have a great show lined up for you tonight. A lot of information about youth sports. Our guest tonight is EJ Harrelson
EJ.
from Wayne State University men's basketball. He's the assistant coach there. And Jason Jones, a retired NFL football player, will join the show later. So thank y'all for joining us tonight.
So, man, what you been up to?
Just busy, man, working, DJing, you know.
You been working?
Oh, working.
Like working hard?
On the grind.
On the grind?
All the time.
You had some gigs this weekend?
Yes, sir.
So what did you do?
DJ'd up in Thornton. I DJ'd up at the Mambo Cafe. Anybody want to come up and see me at the Mambo Cafe? Me and my boy DJ Stacks, we holding it down on Saturday nights for old school night.
Exactly.
Come check us out. We got drink specials all night.
I've been there. I went last week, so I've been there.
Yeah,
It was pretty hype.
it is. It's real high.
And I got behind the DJ booth.
Yeah, you got to hang out with me, man.
And I was talking to the crowd.
Got to get on the mic.
I got on the mic and rocked it.
Work the fog machine and everything.
Fog machine. I mean, constantly. I had it so foggy up in there. The guy came and said, cut it out. I couldn't see nothing in there.
It's like, that's enough fog, man.
Enough fog. You big one, it's enough fog.
Like, Johnny B, where'd you get this guy?
Right.
Works too damn hard.
So, in the meantime, we're going to move along with our show and everything. And we're going to talk about cuts. Like, give parents advice on and kids advice on how to handle being cut from sports team. And since I coach basketball and basketball season is like a week away, we're having tryouts. This can be about any sport, any winter sport, or any future sports that we have and everything. So as a coach and coaches, it is hard when you pick a team and you can't carry everyone. You want to carry everyone, but you can't. So you have to cut some people. And one of the hardest things is to look on a young kid's face and tell them that they've been cut. But with me cutting a lot of kids, because I know I'm gonna have a lot of kids because there's been a lot of kids trying out at Regis Golf. That's where I coach at. That's where I'm the head basketball coach at. I try to encourage them to continue to work on their game and give them a reason why, maybe they were cut and what they need to work on. That's where I feel some coaches go wrong at. So we need to let these kids know where and what they need to work on as far as their game and everything. But I've been cut before. I got cut overseas. I never been cut high school or college, but I got cut overseas, and it was a hard process. But I was a grown person then, so I understood. So I can't relate to any kid that may be 15 through 18 or 19, or I would say 15 through 16 being cut. I can't relate to them, but all I can do is encourage them to continue to work on their game, and I'll see them next year, and then I'll follow up with them in a month, or two. Just keep in contact with them because you never know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What they're doing and everything.
Do you give them advice like as to I know you're telling them what they need to work on and all that. Do you hook them up with training sessions or have a trainer for them?
Yeah. Normally the parents will contact me and ask me, can such and such have a private lesson? At the same time, I do Team Alexander Club basketball program, so I do work out some of the kids in that area, what I'm saying, in the Highlands Ranch area and stuff. So normally, I will open up the gym doors for them to participate.
Okay. Yeah, that's good because, my advice if I was a coach, I would give the kids, do you like this feeling of being cut? And they're going to say no. I'm like, all right, well, you don't want to feel that feeling again, so get in there and work on the things you need to work on and come back.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And then some kids will take it and some kids won't take it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the kids that do take it, they go on to work on their games. And then when you do have tryouts, because here you also can have tryouts in summertime, especially with Team Alexander. And you can have tryouts for upcoming preseason.
Yeah.
But this is what they do in high school basketball. So you see a lot of kids that come, and the coaches and you guys can relate to this. You see a lot of kids come back and they are a different type of player because they did take your advice and do what you told them to do. And that's the greatest feeling to have as a coach. You know?
Yeah, from the coach's perspective. But now, as a parent, what kind of advice do you give a parents, to talk to their kids? Because, that's the first person they're going to run to is their parents.
Some of the parents, if your kid, don't make a team, I try to tell them to just be calm with the kid. Because these parents are crazy. This is a different type of generation parent.
Right.
And they're just as crazy as a kid. But I don't necessarily blame the kid.
Yeah.
Because the kid are a reflection of the parent.
Oh, right.
And sometimes the parents, they want it more than the kid.
Mm-hmm.
And they want the kid to be on the team, and then the kid don't make it, they get hyped and they get upset, which causes the kid to get upset and hyped. But I advise the parents, to be calm, you know what I'm saying? And because sometimes it messes with the kid's self-esteem as well. And, you know what I'm saying? And teach them about rejection. Because we go through life and we get rejected, whether it's on the sports field or in life.
Yeah.
So you got to teach your kids how to deal with rejection and going forth in their, their young lives. And as far as me, like I said earlier, what I try to do is encourage the kid. This is what you need to work on. This is what I saw. Whether if it's their attitude or if it's their skill set, this is what I need you to work on. And we can come back at a later time and see if you have been working on what we talked about and everything. So, for the tips of the parents, avoid overall immediate overreaction as far as if your kid get cut. Don't be like, oh yeah, I'm going to talk to the coach and get all riled up, and then you got the kid riled up, and then, just don't overreact.
Control their emotions.
Control your emotions, right? Show them love, you know what I'm saying? Show them sympathy, and just listen to them. As they talk about their experience of being cut. Just listen, sit down and listen, and don't try to overtalk your kid. The nonverbal communication, like I say, just sit there and listen.
Yeah, and parents, we advise as coaches to emphasize that winning a spot on the team will only happen if you try your hardest and put forward your maximum effort. And as long as they're putting in the work, because that's what they want to do. They're going to have to dedicate themselves, put in the time, the work to try to get that spot.
Right.
Because, there's a lot of kids. There's probably 100 kids trying for one spot. And you gotta work harder than the 100 kids, or 99 kids.
Like I remember in high school, at Cody High School, shout out to Cody High School and all my classmates, class of 93. But I'm really 21 years old.
All right.
So shout out to them. But I remember I picked up a basketball for the first time in 9th grade. So I remember the gym, we had like 500 freshmen.
Yeah.
Underclassmen, 10th grade and freshmen in there. And I believe it's no doubt in my mind because I was 6'6". The coaches was like, oh, we'll take this guy right here.
Yeah, he don't know how to play, we'll teach you.
Yeah, we'll teach him. And that is my mentality. If I see a young kid on the street and he's tall, oh, you can come along with me because it's not that many of us walking around here. You know what I'm saying? I just if you're healthy, I'm a strong believer that you need to be playing sports.
Yeah. Well, when you say there's not too many of you walking around, I've been to Detroit. There's a lot of you over there walking around.
I took it to Detroit.
I think everybody over there is over 6'5". There's some big people over there, man.
The first thing I took the dads to Detroit, so the first thing he said, "Really? Is this what?"
I was like, gee, man, this is one girl walked by me. She was like 6'5". I'm like, dang, what grade you in? She's like 9th. So I'm like, oh my goodness.
We're in the wrong area. We need to take our kids here. And then, so moving forward, like I say, don't paint them or don't talk to them like they're the victim of being cut. You know what I'm saying? Because they are disappointed at anything, and just be their support system. You know what I'm saying? And then if you don't understand what coaches do, I advise you, parent, to go after you didn't calm down. Because I done ran into some parents that is irate, and the first thing I do is say, let's calm down. You know, I'll listen to you, but I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. I'm not gonna raise my voice because we're around kids, and I wouldn't raise my voice at you anyway. So once you calm down, because I love you, because I love the kids and the parents.
Yeah.
We can talk about it. And then sometimes once they calm down, we can talk. And then they see where I'm coming from, and just know that the kid's best interest is at my heart, and this is what I see fit for that kid at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they just have to trust you as a coach and know what their kid needs. That's what you get paid for.
Right.
And also, a lot of kids, there's some talented kids out there with bad attitudes, though. You got to go in there knowing I'm not just going to make it on talent alone. You know what I mean? You're going to be evaluated on your not only your talent, but your attitude and the way you handle things.
Right.
Like on the court and all that. You got to be disciplined.
Right. Yeah, you have to be disciplined.
And that also starts at home with the parents. If you teach your kids to be disciplined at home, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then everywhere else in life, basketball court, whatever.
Right.
You know, there's
period.
Right.
On and off the basketball court. And that's what I try to do. I try to open up the kids' mind, because a lot of kids, and it's not their fault, they think inside the box. And they meet me, and after hanging around me, they are thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
You know, don't just walk your narrow path.
Yeah.
Look outside the lane and everything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But that said, also parents, sit down with the kids and develop a game plan. Like I say, if the coaches talk to the kids and let him or her know what they need to work on, you guys can come up with a game plan. That means seeking out someone who has a professional development mentality as far as, you know, developing kids and everything. So that's one way. And sometimes suggest another activity. Suggest another sport, you know, that they might excel in at the time and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
But just consider, you know what I'm saying, again, approaching the coach in a non-angry way, and talking to the coach and everything. And you'll see how far you can go. And then on top of that, you're showing your son or your daughter how to handle situations. Because like I say, they look up to their parents, and you're showing them how to handle this situation. Because like I say, my mother, my grandmother, rest in peace, my dad, rest in peace, they always say we're not gonna always be around. So they laid the groundwork, and they have taught me how to handle or how to deal with people and everything.
Yeah. And also you want to prepare them for the possibility that they won't make the team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's always that possibility.
There's always a possibility. And a lot of it, that comes into politics. So it's a lot of politics here. It's a lot of politics in anything we do. So that's a key point, DJ Johnny B. That's a key point.
Encourage them to also be realistic about their chances.
Yes.
And also find a balance between optimism and pessimism. Explain that to some parents.
Yep. Yeah, that's key. And like I say, parents, if you don't know, just ask. But just don't overreact. Just ask. That's all. You know, I can ask you to do is just ask and just tell me. The parents tend to calm down as well.
Yeah.
You know, so just be honest. And then parents, I advise you as well. If you got cut when you were in high school or whatever, let the kid, like Johnny just say, let your child know. You know, don't try to live your dreams through your child.
And I think a lot of parents get caught up in that, and because I'm guilty of that myself with Daniel. But I have to step back and be like, nah, this is his life. It's not my life. I want him to do what he wants to do.
Right.
You know, I'll be there to help him and advise him, but I gotta let him be who he is.
Exactly. And that was, with some of the fathers that I came across that are my good friends to this day. I've been for 7 years, then been in different 7 years. And that is something I had to, let you guys, it's their time. It's not our time. Our time is gone.
It's way gone.
Yeah, it's way gone.
It's so gone, I don't even remember it.
So, like I said, I have EJ Harrison. He's going to talk to us and everything and about, about the sport because he coaches his son. And he's going to talk to us about his youth sports and his balancing time with his family and coaching his son, like I mentioned and everything. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with some more youth sports.
We'll be back. DJ Johnny B Radio Sports Show, where we talk youth sports. Listeners, feel free to give us a call right now at 720-708-4189.
EJ, you need to call, man.
Give us a call, EJ.
We're waiting on for you, EJ.
Shout out to DJ Sparkx on the track.
Yeah.
Playing them dope cuts.
My man Dan.
Dan the man behind the camera, working hard.
EJ, we waiting on for you. But yeah, let's just do a recap on what we talked about possibly your child being cut. Anything you want to add to that? Because you have a young son.
I do, and like I was saying, as a parent, you got to really step back, take a look at your reaction, because it's their career. Don't make their career your dream. You know what I mean? You got to kind of step out of that box, like you were saying. And just let him be him, man. Be there to help him, advise him, and but that's all you really can do.
And that's speaking from, a dad whose son is, how old is Danny?
14.
14. I'm gonna get EJ on the phone. Yeah. I need to call him.
And you know what? And I don't force him to do anything. I ask him, "Is this what you want to do?" I tell him, "Don't do it for me. Do it for you. If this is what you want to do, you let me know, I'll help you get there."
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And,
right.
And he's like, yeah, this is what I want. Okay, well, then this is what we're going to do to get you where you want to be.
Right. Should we call EJ?
You want to call him? You got his number?
I'm harassed.
EJ, we about to prank call you, man.
EJ, don't harass. Don't call. Don't file no harassment.
Block the number, man. Block the number. You even don't know it's you.
I hope I remember the phone number. I hope that's the right phone number. I don't know. Because we got phones now.
Please leave your message for Olivia Sanders.
Oh, that's the wrong phone number. Frankie.
Oh, Lord.
Let's try again.
One more time. Hey, man, if they picked up, we could put them on the show.
We could have prank call. I thought about prank calling, but she didn't answer the phone. This might be it right now. This might be him.
Hello?
Hey, man, what's up?
What's up?
We've been waiting on for you to call.
I am waiting on your call, man. I'm waiting on you.
You were supposed to call us.
Yeah. I'm sitting here waiting on your call. I thought you said things for me. So you call this number right here?
Yes.
You just called me from?
Yep. No, you good though. You're live now.
Yeah, you're on, bro.
Oh, okay, great. I do apologize, man. I thought you were going to call me. I do apologize, but I'm ready for it.
audience, we've been brothers for like over 20 years, and sometimes, as you can see, miscommunication, and it was my fault. So I take blame. It's nothing wrong with accepting blame, and he's right. We did not communicate this. I just sent him the number through text message and everything. But I love him. So what's up, man?
Not much, man. Just trying to get over this. We lost to University of Detroit by 3 at the buzzer last night. Tough loss, but with a fairly young team, we graduated 6 guys last year, so we pretty much have everybody in new roles. So it was an interesting game, but I thought we played well.
Okay. So EJ,
we lost by 3 at the buzzer, man, and they shot 32 free throws. We shot 7.
Oh, wow.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's huge. Wow. So EJ, we on the show. We're talking about kids possibly being cut. It ain't possibly. They will, unfortunately, because basketball season for high school is coming up, along with other winter sports. And we're gonna ask you, some questions, but ultimately we want to hear what you think, or what kind of advice can you give the parent of the kid that possibly will get cut, for these upcoming sports. So I believe Johnny might have a question for you, because this is key. This question is very key for Johnny, because, like I say, he has a young son that's about to, enter high school, or not high school. 8th grade? He in 8th grade?
8th grade.
About to enter high school, so I'll let Johnny take this.
What's up, BJ? How you doing, man? It's good to have you back on the show.
I'm good, boss. Appreciate you having me.
Right. How do you balance coaching your own son on and off the court? That's what I always wanted advice on. I'm sure a lot of other parents want advice on that also.
Well, certainly a different dynamic. I will first off say it's truly a blessing, because as a coach, you invest so much of your time in other people's kids that you very rarely have the luxury and the privilege, no matter how frustrating it'll be, to coach your own kid. It's still definitely a privilege. So with that being said, with my son being in college, it's different, because college is a place where you tend to go where you tend to make a lot of your mistakes. That's your first time being away from home. You're transitioning to adulthood. You're learning how to handle things on your own. So as a parent, it's difficult, because when you're raising when your son is younger, when my son was younger, I was his parent, so I told him what to do. So now this stage is where he has to experience things. He has to stumble. He has to learn how to deal with adversity and things of that nature. So I just kind of see myself just falling back a little bit, and just kind of letting him figure things out for his own. So it's interesting in that dynamic, but it's also tough, because it's tough for him. So I put myself in his shoes. So as a player, as a college student, as a player on the team, and with your dad being a coach, I don't want to be too much of a voice in his life, from the standpoint that it causes the team to not trust him. As we all know from being college students, especially college basketball players, me playing with Brian Bradley, a lot of things that we did as college students, as our parents, you don't want to know, you don't want to get involved in. So I tend to not overwhelm him from that standpoint, because it could bring some dissension between him and the players on the team. They may say, well, we can't really do this around him, because he's going to tell his pops, and so it's a different dynamic. But I do enjoy spending that time with him, and it's frustrating from a dad standpoint, because not only you have to realize your boundaries, what you can do, what you can't do, what's fair, what's not fair. But then the other thing is difficult, because you don't want to be harder on your son than you are to the rest of the players. See, as a dad, you can't do. You know your son because he's been with you all your life. You know him more than you know the rest of the players, and you probably have higher expectations because you spend a lot of time with him. But you still just have to understand that I can't be too biased toward the other players, and I can't be too biased, because a lot of times you try not to show favoritism to your son, so you end up actually making it harder for your son. So it's some things that you just have to balance. But overall,
My son's 14.
See, your son is 14, so he's entering into that teenage age and getting ready to go to high school, and he's trying to find his independency. He has high school guys that are older than him that he probably, looks up to or going to want to hang around. So, as a dad, it's kind of hard for you. It would be a little difficult to balance that, but I say you have to trust them. That's the biggest thing. You have to trust that they'll make the right decision, and you have to give them a chance to make it. Because as parents, we want to fix it, right? We want to kind of catch them before they do something wrong, because it's a reflection on us if they do something bad. And we try to make them look good, but in the process make us look good as well. But you just have to kind of trust that the things that you've instilled in him up until this point is still with them. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. What would you say to a father struggling to coach their son or their daughter? What kind of advice?
I would say that you have to remember that it's your son's life or your daughter's life. I think the biggest thing is, especially us as older players, we've been there and done that, or we didn't make it to that point, so we're working so hard to make sure that our kids accomplish the things that we may have not had the opportunity to accomplish. So we have to, one, make sure that we understand that it's their life, and we have to make sure that we identify what are their goals. Because just because we want it to be the best coming up, that doesn't mean that that's your son's or your daughter's goal. How interested are they? And a lot of times they'll tell us what we want to hear just because they don't want to hurt our feelings because they love us. But their actions will show how dedicated they are to the sport. Their actions will show how much they're willing to sacrifice. So, you just have to pay attention to the actions and the signs and see if that's really what they want. And then from there, it becomes a little easier because now you're just in a supportive role. I would also say let the coaches coach your kids. Don't get in there and try to be a coach if they're not willing to be there every day, if you can't watch them in practice every day. Because as a parent, you're concerned with one individual. As a coach, you have to balance 15 individuals and 30 parents and 45 different personalities that you're trying to deal with. So, you just have to, at that point, as a coach, you're doing what's best for the team. And as long as I've been a coach, and I've never known a coach who intentionally wants to lose. So if your kid can help them, they're playing. So I think that's the biggest thing. You just have to change your role over to being more of a support system and not trying to out-coach the coach as a parent.
That's right. I remember my coach, high school coach, Coach Smith, he give a shout out. He always told us you can't serve two masters. And you know what that means, EJ. So we're gonna let you get out of here in a minute, EJ. But what would you say to a kid or a parent that the kid has been cut and the parent experienced their kids being cut? Like, what advice would you give to the parent and even the kid?
Well, as a parent, we never want to see our kids hurt, discouraged, or feeling down or feeling less of themselves. And sometimes being cut doesn't necessarily mean that you're not good enough. It may mean that you took the wrong approach. So if you have to understand your situation, or you just may not be ready yet. But the true reality of it is, at some point in sports, you're going to get your heart broken. And whether it be, I listened to you earlier, you said that you got cut overseas, Brian, and you said that it was a little difficult for you to deal with. So, but at a younger age, it's still difficult because that's probably their first sense or first feel of rejection.
Right.
But you have to use it as determination to continue to grow, to continue to get better. The first thing you have to do is, before you start pointing the finger and making it the coach's fault for whatever reason, you just have to evaluate yourself. Did you put in the time prior to that was necessary? Did you play? What level were you actually at when you went out and played? You were out there playing in different leagues or with your teams, or did you even play in league? Or did you think that this was a recreational thing that you'd just be able to go out and make the team? So you have to be realistic with yourself in terms of your goals and understand that if you didn't make it, that's okay. You have to use that improve that work ethic, it'll improve your skill set, and then at some point you'll be able to play it with your talent.
Amen, brother. So I'm gonna let you get out of here. Tell your beautiful wife, because I know she's gonna be rolling her eyes at me. I say hello. And tell little EJ, or big EJ, because that boy is stacked. I say hello. And tell Coach Greer, I say hello. And man, I'm gonna let you get out of here. And I guess Johnny, you want to say something as well?
EJ, thanks for coming on the show, man. Thanks for your time and all your advice, man. It's really helpful. We appreciate you.
I appreciate you guys having me.
All right, love you, dog.
Thank you too, bro.
All right, so.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with a special guest from a retired NFL star,
Jason Jones.
Welcome back to the Alexander DJ Johnny V Radio Sports Show, where we're talking youth sports on the Spark Radio Station Network. Remember, we come live for you once a month every first Sunday from 4:30 to 5. We are taking calls 720-708.
We talking to.
4189. We are live right now. We got our special guest, our second special guest on the line, Jason Jones, the retired NFL superstar. How you doing, Jason?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Thanks for coming on the show, man. We appreciate you.
No problem.
You know I appreciate you.
It's all right.
That's my baby brother, everybody. The baby. The big baby. So no, Jay, man, we're talking youth sports, and our topic is how do you, or what kind of advice would you give parents if their kid was cut, or what type of advice would you give kids being cut? So we'll revisit that question later on in the show, but Johnny want to ask you some things that I already know the answer to. So I'll just let him have the mic. I'll hand it over to him.
Yeah, I want to know, and I'm sure all our listeners want to know, Jason, how's retirement from the National Football League going for you?
Currently, right now, it's going well. I know there's some aspects of it that I do miss. The camaraderie, with the fellas and the kicking with them and just the conversation. But I'm in a good place right now as far as with my family, and I'm all right. So it's going good. I can't complain.
All right. So Jay, let the audience know what the teams you played for.
I was drafted in 2008 to the Tennessee Titans, and then I played 4 years with the Titans. After the Titans, I did 1 year with the Seahawks, and then after the Seahawks, I did 3 years back home in Detroit, and I did 1 year with the Dolphins after that. That was kind of it.
Right. So I mean, I know this answer. What is your favorite place to play in?
Repeat that again.
What was your favorite place to play in?
As far as excitement, playing in Seattle was, the atmosphere there was, was amazing.
Oh, really?
The first thing I was playing back home in Detroit was nice.
Oh, okay. That's what's up, man. I didn't know that. I thought you was gonna say Detroit. Detroit, yeah.
Jason, were you on that Super Bowl championship team with Seattle?
No, I wasn't. I was the year I went to Detroit to win it on 13.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would have been exciting.
Okay, since we didn't talk about life, after football, life during football, we're going to talk about your new business venture with the Kiddie Academy of Franklin. It was kindergarten or preschool or what is it? Explain to the audience what it is that you guys do, because you're working with my beautiful sister-in-law, and I see you guys on Instagram every day, especially Halloween. What were you guys? What were you, Abraham Lincoln?
No, I was the Wizard of Oz.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Man, that's...
Action dude until Miranda told me that in the movie he came out.
Oh, we be cracking on each other. We just be cracking.
Where do you get Abraham Lincoln?
I don't know, man. We just be cracking it. I don't know. So, man, talk about the Kiddie Academy of Franklin.
Basically what it was is that it was a franchise. So, Brandon has a background in education, and NFL puts on these classes every off season for NFL players, in different fields that they want to do after football. I want to learn more about franchising. We went at the University of Michigan College of Business. We went and we found out a few things that we would like to franchise. That's kind of like one of those top things. So this process was in 2015, and we opened up in September 2017. And right now, it's been going good. So it's business, so have to steady growth through it. But our enrollment going up, and everything is going good. So that's kind of what me and her busy right now.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, a lot of people, audience, you guys don't know that, I started Team Alexander in like 2000 and I would say 15. And Jason was a sponsor of some of my kids while he played in the league. So big shout out to that baby brother and those kids, you know, to this day appreciate that. And I appreciate it as well and everything.
No problem.
Exactly.
To all the kids out there, Jason, to all the kids that dream of being an NFL player, what can you share with them about your journey to the league? I mean, I know it takes a lot of hard work to play at a high level like that, and you got there, so you have the blueprint and the map to get to that level. What kind of advice would you have for them, and what would you share about your journey to the league?
My journey was kind of, a little different. I didn't go to the biggest name school. I went to Eastern Michigan. It's in the map, and it wasn't the biggest school, but I enjoyed my time there, and I excelled on the field. But as far as making it there, just coming from Eastern, for me it was just I had to work twice as hard. Coming from a small school to get my name out there, to perform. It took a lot of sacrifice. It took a lot of making the right decision. As far as the people that's around me, and that's around me to support me. It was a whole combination of factors of things, but I think the one thing was the sacrifice, hard work that you put into it. I know as far as from the other side, a lot of kids that start in the NFL want to make it to the NFL, but you gotta always have other options as well. So the little kids, just make sure you keep all options open and work on scouting. Make sure you have something else that you can fall back on.
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my the question I asked you, or what I told you we was talking. The topic we were talking about. What advice? Because like I say, I got some little nephews and some nieces. That's getting big.
Yeah.
And eventually, bro, you will have to go through this and everything. But what kind of advice would you give, a parent or a kid that the kid maybe get cut from a team, or the parent dealing with a kid that's being cut? So if you got any advice to just share, the audience would love to hear that.
Well, yeah, I haven't. My youngest is well, my oldest is 4. So I haven't really quite gotten to that whole realm of being cut or anything like that. But I would say if that was my son, if I would ask him if there's something that he really wants to do, just really in this sport or whatever they're into. If your heart is in it, you keep trying. Like if your heart is in it, playing football, you get cut, or you're not playing, having playing time. If your heart is still in it, keep trying. And that's something I would tell candidates. If your heart is in it, you don't ever give up. Keep trying, give it your best.
That's
And just say you put it all out there, and then you can move on to whatever is the next step. So.
All right, bro. So man, I'm gonna let you get out of here because you got the little one.
Yeah, I'm watching right now.
Yeah, you got the little one. The wife is out of town, and the other 2 oldest there with grandma and everything. So man, I appreciate everything and appreciate you calling in. And I'll talk to you off the line, and we'll kick it and everything. So I'll let Johnny, take us to break. But bro, I'll talk to you later, man. Love you.
Thank you, Jason. Thanks for giving us a call, man. We appreciate you, bro. All right, we're going to take a break, and after the end of the break, we're going to take some calls. 720-708-4189. Give us a call.
You're on the air.
Got a question for DJ Johnny V or for Coach? Give us a
Hey,
call.
no harassment. I'm filing charges.
Seeing all these women on my page, you think about how you like me for this game. I know that your pride would be ashamed. You act like I'm too famous for you, baby. I done got poppin' now. I done got on, I done got on, I done got poppin' now. I done got poppin' now. I done got on, I done got on, I done got poppin' now. And I just wanna ride with you, Don't play around if you wanna swing, shout it, I'm us against the world, you can be my only girl. Anybody got an issue, I'm I ain't about to dip, I just go and hit the couch, cause I'd rather leave you alone than Now I got a daughter, gotta teach her how a man's supposed to treat a woman. Don't forget I'ma try, you need to put tech on your wrist. You don't be all extra and shit, even when you go out and get lit. Just don't be driving, I get you that Uber, they lurking shit, they like how you maneuver. As soon as you pull up, it's dripping, I scuba, get lost in it, then we triangles, Bermuda. I kill it, you sleep, kill again, Freddy Krueger. Seeing all these women on my page, think about how you like me for this game. I know that your pride would be ashamed. You act like I'm too famous for you, baby. I done got poppin' now. I done got on, I done got on, I done got poppin' now. I done got poppin' now. I done got on, I done got on, I done got poppin' now. You need to put tech on your wrist. You don't be all extra and shit, even when you go out and get lit. Just don't be driving, I get you that Uber, they lurking shit, they like how you maneuver. As soon as you pull up, it's dripping, I scuba, get lost in it, then we triangles, Bermuda. I kill it, you sleep, kill again, Freddy Krueger. And I just wanna don't play around if you wanna swing, shout it, I'm us against the world, you can be my only girl. Anybody got an issue, I'm I ain't about to dip, I just go and hit the couch, cause I'd rather leave you alone than Now I got a daughter, gotta teach her how a man's supposed to treat a woman, then I'ma try. Seeing all these women on my page, you think about how you like me for this game. I know that your pride would be ashamed. You act like I'm too famous for you, baby. I done got poppin' now. I done got on, I done got on, I done got poppin' now. I done got poppin' now. I done got on, I done got on, I done got poppin' now.
And welcome back to the Alexander DJ Johnny V Sports Talk Radio Show, where we talk youth sports. That's what we're doing right now. Me, myself, DJ Johnny V, Coach Alexander right here. We got a caller on the line. We got Kevin Petro. What up, Kev?
Petro.
What's going on, fellas?
How you doing, my man? It's good to hear from you, bro.
Good to hear you guys today. Good to hear the show back.
We back.
We're back.
We're back like Police Academy.
That's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That was Police Academy. What?
Oh, no, that's not. We're back.
They were back.
Oh, I got you.
They came back.
All right, I'm mixed up. Don't even listen to me. I don't even watch TV.
I watch TV. Yeah.
I'm a DJ, man. I listen to music.
So, Kev, man, we just talking about kids possibly being cut. Well, as you know, it's high school basketball tryouts next week. I know your son is in the 7th grade, so you will experience this in 2 more years. But you've been with Team Alexander for a minute, and you have been in those sessions where we had to cut kids. And as far as coach's advice, or as far as this coming from a parent, what would you tell the parents that are dealing with their child being cut, and even the kid, that's cut? What advice would you give them?
First of all, I would tell them that there are places out there they can go. It's not the end of the world that they've been cut. Each team's looking for different things. As a parent, you want what's best for your kid, obviously, and you hate to see it get cut from anything, but that is part of life. The biggest thing I would say for the kids, if you get cut, talk to the coaches afterwards, find out, what you can work on, what your strengths are, what some of your weaknesses were. Put down that Fortnite and get into a gym and start working on those weaknesses.
Yeah, I think you need to explain what Fortnite is, because you guys explained it to me. But what is Fortnite? Do you know?
It's some kind of video game. I tried watching. My son Justin plays it quite a bit. And I tried watching it. It's not even a good video game. It's a video game. I might be able to get into it a little bit, but it's just terrible.
Terrible. So I mean, I don't understand why these kids play it. It's because it's trending. Everybody want to get on there.
I guess that's what it is, because like I said, I don't see any draw in it at all. I mean, it doesn't even look in the least bit exciting to me.
Oh, okay. Well, man, we appreciate you calling in and giving your thoughts about, parents that's dealing with a kid or many kids or whatever that's playing for a team that, how to deal with, their child being cut. And thank you for calling in, man.
And also giving us advice as a parent dealing with Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite.
Because we're gonna have to do a whole show on that because I'm trying to learn how to deal with it.
Right.
Did you play Fortnite?
Thanks for calling, KP, man. We're gonna see you at the tryouts, bro.
All right, we will see you there, and maybe I'll come in a week or two.
Yeah, for sure, man. Come on in. We're glad to have you, bro.
Exactly.
All right, man.
All right, man.
Nice
Talk
to
to you
meet
later.
you guys back, and we'll talk soon.
All right, so we still accepting phone calls, but we're gonna talk a little bit about this segment. I'm just gonna go into my final thoughts, and if someone calls in, we'll take the caller. And you can call in at 720-708-4189 if you want to call and harass Johnny V. Don't harass me. Whatever you want to call me.
You can harass me. I can take it. It happens to me all the time.
So my final thoughts, I would try to end this segment with final thoughts, and like I mentioned before, when I'm dealing with the kid that I cut, I try to follow up with them a month or later because everything is calmed down, and then I try to talk to the parent to see if the young lady or the young man, whatever the name is, have been working on their game. After being cut, have they given up, or just where their mindset is and everything. And I get a lot of good feedback from that. The kids always seem in good spirit and stuff, this and that. One thing I try to not do is show favoritism in Team Alexander. Like I believe that I can coach any kid. I believe that I was once one of the kids that I've came across. I wasn't a star, a 5-star athlete. I wasn't treated that way, but I worked my butt off to get, where I needed to be, and I understood the competition that was around me. So, you know what I'm saying? So, parents, take my advice. When your kids are trying out for any team, like I say, it's a life learning. It's a learning life learning experience. Try to point out the positives, not so much the negative, and teach the kids and everything. And just appreciate that. Like I say, the kids are a reflection of you. If you are irate, the kid is going to be irate. And those are my final thoughts and everything. And like I say, man, I hope you guys appreciated the show and everything. And I want to thank EJ and Jason for being on our show. I want to give a shout out to the Team Alexander family. How you guys doing? I want to give a shout out to my mom, my son who just had surgery. He's doing better, everyone. So I thank all you guys on Facebook. Like, that was overwhelming, and I appreciate the thoughts and everything. He's doing good and stuff. Also, I want to include, because we're doing a lot of things, Sarah Smith. Sarah Smith is leading something that's dealing with a toy drive for the Children's Hospital. If you want to donate, you can email me at teamathletics@taathletics.org for more details. We have a lot of toys right now, but if you want to give back in any kind of way, please email me and I will get with her. I also want to give a shout out to my Kippers, aka Kipsters, and the Kip faculty. Tomorrow we got school, and I just want to wish everybody a blessed day, and thank you for tuning in, and I'll give it to Johnny.
All right, thank y'all for listening tonight. We will be back December 2nd, Sunday night, from 4:30 to 5:30. We'll be doing it again, talking youth sports. I want to give a big shout out to DJ Sparkx and Sparkx Radio.
Whoop, whoop.
And Dan the man over there behind the camera. Thank y'all. Y'all did a good job.
Oh, wait a minute. I got to give one more shout out to Alex, my daughter who's at Oklahoma State. She'll kill me. So I can give a shout out to her. Alex.
Yeah. I know
Gotta give her a shout out and everything. So I I'll let Johnny continue. I'm sorry, Johnny.
Oh, no, we're good, man. We're out.
Interrupted. I'm so rude.
We're done.
So we are done talking youth sports, and I hope that you guys have learned some things, and we'll be back the first Sunday of December. All right.
All right, DJ Sparkx, hit it.
Deuces.